welcome back, it's Smash Boss here, and today I want to showcase some new mechanics. The first one is something that I recently discovered and I already made an Uno Mass level about it, called POW plus POW equals. The level code will be in the description down below. So in this level, the clear condition is to activate all 3 POW blocks, and actually you can see there's a stack of 3 munchers right there. So you would need to activate 3 POW blocks anyway in order to go even down there. But the clear condition is still an important part of the level, because in a level with a clear condition that involves activating certain items or killing certain enemies, the enemies or items of this type will not respawn even after going through a door or a pipe. So if I activate a POW block, you can see that now bombs come out of the pipe at the top. So now I can go in here, I can use this POW block to take the other POW block into the area right here. However, since I did already use one of the POW blocks in order to get into the key door, the problem is now that the POW block will not respawn. However, the munchers in the 3 muncher stack do respawn. So now I can activate the rest of the POW blocks. However, I cannot kill all of the 3 munchers, so I cannot beat the level. So in order to win, I have to find a way to bring all 3 POW blocks into this area without activating any of them. And the trick right here is something weird that happens if you put 2 POW blocks or P-switches into each other. So right now they are on top of each other, and if I now grab the bottom POW block and put it right back in, you can see both POW blocks just vanish into nothing, which is exactly enough to make the bombs spawn. However, since I didn't really activate them, it doesn't count as activating, so none of the POWs was actually activated, so both will respawn. And now I can do this, and I have all 3 POW blocks in this area. The next trick is something that was discovered by D YellowMadness. I will link his original video in the description down below. So this trick involves seesaws, and all you have in this room right here is the exit door. However, you cannot reach it because you cannot go through this seesaw platform. And there's also the on-off switch. However, activating it seemingly does nothing. But for whatever reason, Mario is suddenly able to walk off the edge, which he couldn't do before. Also, activating the on-off switch once again makes him unable to do so once again. So it seems like only when the switch is in the off state, Mario is able to walk through the seesaw. But why? The reason for that is on the other side of the screen. So here we have 3 munchers. 1 muncher on solid ground right here, another muncher on a switch block, and another muncher on solid ground. So actually all of the munchers are not on top of the seesaw in the beginning, because the blocks that they are on top of, the normal ground and the switch block, are like whatever 1 pixel higher than the seesaw, so they're not actually touching the seesaw. You need this muncher all the way on this side, because if you don't have it and you walk on top of the seesaw, it will just do this. So once Mario walks on top of the seesaw will actually go against this muncher right here and also against this one. And since there are 2 munchers on this side, they will not allow the seesaw to to move because 2 munchers are heavier than 1 Mario. However, normally if nothing is on top of the seesaw, then the munchers are not actually touching the seesaw. However, once you hit the on-off switch, the muncher on the switch block will now actually touch the seesaw, which would normally cause the seesaw to go down in this direction. However, since there's this muncher on that side of the seesaw, it seems like the seesaw doesn't move. However, since this muncher is not on a switch block, the ground of this muncher is still 1 pixel higher, so actually the seesaw does move down on this side. It's just so slightly that you can't actually see it. However, once the switch is hit and the muncher actually touches the seesaw is like 1 pixel lower on the other side, and therefore it's 1 pixel higher on this side. And that's all you need in order to fall through the seesaw right here. The next trick is also something that could be used for a pretty good death exit. So this only works in the Super Mario Bros. Style, and it's something that I recently discovered a setup for. So right here, it seems like all that Mario can do is to go up into this area. However, as soon as he walks right, a P-switch goes off, but that doesn't help in this area. But activating the P-switch also seems to drop a launcher in the previous area. So if there would be a way to activate the P-switch already in this area before going up here, then it would be helpful. So the trick behind this actually has to do with the fact that whenever the screen doesn't scroll any further because there's a wall of blocks and you can't go any further. However, there's also a while on basically the last block that is before the wall. As you can see, if Mario climbs the vine in the direction of the wall, it seems like Mario is slightly more inside the wall, like right here when he just stands next to it. However, the screen does not scroll further. But if you jump off of the vine, or if you just climb down and let go of it automatically, then the screen will scroll just a few pixels. And by using this on that side, we can scroll the screen just enough to activate the P-switch without going in the top area. And this will lead to the death door. So this setup right here is what makes this all work. First, we have a Koopa that will drop on global ground. Then we have a P-switch which is also on global ground. We have a launcher that is not on global ground. And we have this burner right here. So essentially it will be the launcher that despawns if we walk far enough to the right. And then the Koopa and the P-switch, which are both on global ground, don't have this barrier anymore, so the Koopa can just walk on top of the P-switch and activate it. The reason why this burner right here is also needed is because it pushes the launcher just in the right position so that it will not despawn just at this point, but it will despawn if the camera is scrolled a few more pixels. Without this burner right here, it wouldn't work because the launcher would be in the wrong spot. Also important is that the red Koopa right here does not immediately start on the blue platform, because another weird property of blue platforms that was also there in Mario Maker 1 is that if the setup starts off screen the Koopa basically doesn't exist if it's directly on top of the blue platform, only once it's inside, which it shouldn't be, because then you would see the setup. It would start to work. So just to showcase this real quick, if I have a blue platform right here where some enemy is walking on top of, like for example Buzzy Beetle, as you can see, it just normally walks off the platform and into this area. However, now I'm off screen and I just wait a long time, so just by the walking speed of the Buzzy Beetle it should already be in the area down below. However, it only starts to exist and walk on the blue platform once it's inside. But if the Buzzy Beetle is already in the air and only drops on the blue platform, then it immediately spawns and starts walking. So now it's already in the pit down there. So that's why the red Koopa needs to be one block above and fall onto the blue platform. So then there's one final trick that I wanted to showcase in this video, and this is also a trick that I used in one of my recent mini Kaizo Monday levels. This trick was not discovered by me, however, when I went back to YouTube to find the original video that I watched a few weeks ago, I wasn't able to find it anymore. I don't know if the original creator of the video deleted it. I sadly also don't remember the name of the channel. I was hoping to find the video in order to be able to link it in the description down below. So if you've seen the trick that I will show now before and you know maybe some other video that did showcase this before, please tell me and I will add the link to it in the description down below. So this trick has to do with things that have parachutes, and if you have something that has a parachute that shoots out of a launcher and then immediately hits a note block, it will delay the parachute, so the parachute will not immediately come out but only after it flew away in the air for some time. And for example, if you take a shell like right here, you can actually stand on top of this shell for a while before the parachute comes out. And in my mini Kaizo Monday there was one more step, and that was to grab the shell, and you can only do this like right at the same time when the parachute comes out, and then you can grab the shell and still jump off of it even though you grabbed it. So this is the trick that I used in that level. However, you can use this glitch also in different ways. For example, you can also use a winged boo with a parachute. That also looks really funny because normally boos don't jump on note blocks. But as you can see, it always delays the parachute right up until somewhere over here. You can also put another note block somewhere over there, and if you put it in the right position, then, well, I guess it would be right here, then it will bounce over several note blocks before it starts to glide down with the parachute. So I definitely could also see this trick in troll levels. And that's it for today, and I hope you enjoyed the video.